What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. You guys have really been requesting this, so I will make another video. This is going to be 10, you can't see it, but I am holding up 10 fingers behind this controller. 10 best ways to make stubs in this game right now. These are all something brand new that I have not talked about before, and they really do help get your stub count up. So if you're wondering how I'm able to fund so many pack openings and wasting so many stubs on headliners despite only getting silvers, this is how I do it. But before we get into this one, as always, make sure to leave a like down below. It really does help out the videos a ton, and subscribe if you guys have not yet. We've been putting out some really good tips. We're having news updates, we're having gameplays, pack openings earlier today. Make sure to subscribe and never miss a video. That would mean a lot to me if you guys could do that, and let's get into it. So the first one I'm going to talk about, this is the only one I'm going to talk about flipping cards, mind you, only one of 10, but this is something brand new that I have started to do. I noticed it last year and I liked it, and I don't know why it took me so long this year to notice it, but it does still work pretty well. Specifically, I'm talking about gold flashbacks and legends that we're going to look at. Pretty easy to find it. You can just go to legends right here, and there are usually better gaps than you're going to find with other gold players. And these always are going to adjust based on, you know, whatever the case may be. If there's a new mission, take Cliff Lee for example. If you were to put in an order for him at 2020, fits perfectly, and that made me real soft. Okay, but then you can see right there, we would make like 170 stubs. So that is a pretty solid flip right there. And I just think that these go pretty quickly. I think there's a lot of people doing these for the reason that these are XP packs, that somebody would pick a Cliff Lee. So a lot of people do it very quickly. A lot of people don't spend the extra time to go to the market. They open the pack and they sell now right from there. So these go real fast, and you're going to get some really good gaps. The World Series reward ones as well are always good. Big one on Brian Roberts. Remember, there's always a 10% tax, and then the flashbacks as well. There's not all that many right now, but that's a really good gap on Miggy. That's a great gap on a lot of these cards. On Jonathan Scope, that is 370 stubs, 380 stubs. So big gaps, tons of room for profit. Highly recommend that you guys start flipping some flashbacks. This one is going to be pretty big. I am talking about the monthly awards for April. Now, I did make a video, it was a couple days back, talking about what players we're going to see within the April monthly award flashbacks. I mentioned Patrick Corbin. I knew he was going to come out. It wasn't exactly a surprise to see. And if you guys haven't noticed, what they've been doing is they have these exchanges. Once we had the Zimmerman one, there was Nationals in first base. This time it is starting pitchers and Diamondbacks. And you want to invest in some of the guys that we're going to see. Who are those going to be? Well, I will tell you. These are cards that were, of course, flashback, the show classics that we used to see from April Player of the Month, from MLB The Show 17 and MLB The Show 18. So a couple guys in particular we're going to look at. I have a lot of screenshots on here, mind you. Didi Gregorius is almost guaranteed to be in there. Of course, he was the collection master within 2018. Yankees and shortstops. What you want to do is you want to buy these cards, and then once this hits, once he's released, you're going to sell them, because something you may have noticed, and I can give you a pretty good example, is whenever these go live, these players from these teams go up exponentially. For gonna take a look at the Nationals. Look at this jump on Will Harris. It is almost laughable, because there's so many people, myself included, that don't want to do the extra conquest missions and would rather just snap with a finger, spend a couple thousand stubs, and do the exchange. So these cards go up a ton, and the Nationals are still higher than they usually were, just based off of this alone. And also, if you were to think about first baseman, that position, because those did go up in price, those XP guys like Lou Gehrig, he went up a ton. He went up to over 3,000 stubs, because I remember I bought him in specific. So this is something you want to do. So the Yankees for Didi Gregorius and shortstops is a good one. Josh Hader is a possibility. I really do think somebody who is going to pop up is going to be Jason Vargas, so the Royals and starting pitchers. So I would say the Yankees, the Brewers, the Royals, and maybe the Braves for Ozzy Albies as well is what we're going to look at for investing, and then those corresponding positions. So great investment opportunity to make a bunch of stubs. And then now let's talk about something else. This is something that I am very aware of, and if you guys aren't, you probably should be. Just because we don't have baseball going on right now does not mean they are not adding new cards into the game. And when those new cards are added into the game, if you ever wonder why is this bronze or why is this common going for thousands of stubs, it's because it's brand new in the game. There's not that many in the system, so if people want to complete the collections, a brand new card, it is low quantity, high asking. A lot of people want it. There's not a whole lot of them. So what you do is sort by 74 overall is usually what I do. Go to minimum price. Do something like 400 that you're going to see right here. And you'll see a bronze card that I actually got. I'll show you. I pulled him in my pack opening today. He is, where is he? I know I pulled him earlier. Right here. He actually went up in price. So just do this. You're going to find out that you have some of these. I saw that I pulled this guy too. This is a lot of stubs for a bronze card. You might not notice that you actually pull these sometimes, but they can give you a lot of stubs. So every time that new updates come out, usually on Fridays, they add new cards. If you want to see who it is in particular, just go to roster update over here, press square, toggle new players, and you'll see that. Sometimes we'll add new players like this Jack Fraley one right here. So make sure and do that periodically. I think it's really cool and something that you guys should take a look at. Another thing, there is a new event coming out on Tuesday that is going to be about prospect cards. Probably be a good time to invest in prospect cards because a lot of them went significantly down in price due to Conquest. There was free packs in there, and they gave you prospect players, and those prices really plummeted. They have started to rebound a little bit, but right now would be a great time to invest in these kind of guards like Mitch Keller, Drew Waters, guys like these, because you're going to have to field an entire 25-man roster of prospects. Not everybody's done all the team affinities, so if they want to compete in the new event, I'm sure you can use like common and bronze cards, but you're not going to win a lot of games if you're using commons and bronzes more than likely. So buy some of these cards. Of course, put in buy orders. Do not buy them outright and just sit on them until Tuesday when the event drops, and they will skyrocket in price. So I don't necessarily recommend you investing in Joe Adele or Adley Rushman. I think the guys like these, the ones that are going to be the cheapest, but are also still going to go up a bunch in price, that you can stock up on a ton of them. And once the event hits on Tuesday, they're going to go up a lot in price. So that's another thing that you guys can be doing with your stubs. Sometimes you have to spend stubs to make stubs, and this is a perfect scenario where I'm talking about that. Exchanges. I've talked about this before. This is something new. Make sure to exchange your free agents. A lot of times you're not doing anything with those because if you clear your binder, usually you skip over that part because there is so many rows that you have to go down. Usually we're going to look for bronzes or commons and just go in here and start finding some of these players and exchange them. They typically don't go for all that many stubs, and it's going to take you a hell of a lot longer to actually sell these. So I would just go through, put them into collections, and get out silver cards, or more so silver cards, because I think there's only 1 or 2 silvers actually in the game for free agents. So just put all of these in there, get silver reward packs, and then put those silvers on the market. You're going to save yourself a lot of time, and it's a lot of stubs you probably didn't know that you had within your binder. So make sure to do that as well. Speaking of clearing your binder, that's something you probably should get on if you have not. After I open any packs, I always do this. I will go through all of these. I'll go through my stadiums. I forgot to do this one in particular, but just go on the market, sell off all your stadiums. Unlockables are big. I don't use unlockables. If I have something, some of them are no sell, but a gold goes for 500, a diamond goes for 1,000. Make sure to start selling these things off if you are not using them. I just got done clearing my binder, like I said, and do it for all players. I personally sell off every individual common and a bronze from an actual team, because a lot of times they do go for a good amount. For example, Tiger Bronzes, I think, usually go for 200-300 stubs, somewhere in that range. So that's a lot of stubs that you're just sitting on. So make sure, clear your binder. If you're opening packs, go through and sell off those cards. There's a lot of stubs just waiting to be made. Showdown is also great for making stubs. There's a lot of stuff that you can do within here. Yes, there's an entry fee, but you're going to make your stubs automatically back by beating the final showdown. and if you play some of the moments, you're going to get a good amount of stubs. The way I do it, I always play up until the second mini boss. Usually I win every game, and sometimes I lose one, but that's 1, 200, 300, 800, 900, 1000, 1100, so 2100 stubs and a silver player pack that I'm going to make on top of a bunch of XP, which is going to get you more packs and it's going to get you more stubs. I really think Showdown is really good. That's going to tie into the next thing I want to talk about is Team Affinities, which is similarly going to give you a lot of free packs and a lot of free stubs. You know, you have these right here, which you can either quick sell. It's going to give you 2 silver and 2 bronze cards, and you're going to in total get 6,000 stubs while you complete this, and you're going to get 9 total Team Affinity packs, which are just a reskin of the show packs, so they have the same exact odds. And you also get yourself, you know, a good gold player and a nice diamond, and you're gonna get prepared for the new Team Affinity Stage 2 coming out on Friday. So now's a great time to play a bunch of Showdown, do a lot of these Team Affinities. There's a lot of good stubs in there and a lot of packs that you could really hit something good on. Packs are chance, but sometimes they can be real nice. Collections, I've talked about this before. And there's something new I've been looking at. It's actually in unlockables. If you do a bunch of Team Affinities, you'll know that you get a lot of these gold unlockables. Start putting them into these 250, 500 stubs and a good amount of XP that you get as well. You already have a bunch of these, and you might just look over these, because I don't think like the bats or the batting gloves, none of the equipment is necessarily worth your time, because you don't get really big rewards. You know, 7 bats, you're gonna get 200 stubs. Not exactly gonna make bank on that, but a bunch of collections. I've talked about a lot about the create a player ones. All you have to do is just collect these players. If you already have them in collections, perfect, because you can't sell them already. Just start filing some of these cards into these collections if you guys have not yet. Legends and flashbacks. Did you know if you select somebody that, say if you were to select Prime Roy Oswalt in the first inning, you get yourself a free ball, and as a habit pack you do. So make sure go through these, claim your rewards. I also think we're going to see something similar to a Honus Wagner at some point this year, so it would be a pretty good idea to start getting some of these down. I really should remember to sell those 2 Cliff Lees, one that I mistakenly bought, but yeah, just make sure to go through the collections. Face of the franchise, as you guys start doing Team Affinities, you can get some good packs within there, a ballin' as a habit, and some good stubs. So yeah, all the collections, just go through each and every one of these tabs and find where you can put these players in. And the last one, short, sweet, and simple, Conquest second inning program. If you missed my video talking about the hidden pack locations, I'm gonna flash it on the screen right now. You don't even have to play a game. You can just enter into this, and you move down into one of the first gaps, and you get yourself a free diamond player. That is a free prospect that you could hit pretty good on. And then there's another one that after you defeat the Oakland A's stronghold, you're going to get another prospect pack, and there's also the show packs within there as well. So if you guys haven't done that, make sure to do so. I think a lot of you guys have at this point. It is not repeatable. You cannot get those packs multiple times. However, a lot of people have asked about that. And yeah, that is 10 fantastic ways to make stubs in MLB The Show 20. It's probably going to be a little bit until I make another stub method video, something like that, because I really kind of ironed out everything. This is the best stuff that you can be doing possibly to make stubs in MLB The Show 20 right now, and a lot of it is also going to get you some good XP, which is part of the reason why I'm already up to level gold 1 right now. So let me know what you guys think about these down in the comments section. If you guys have any of other stub methods, things that you guys do to make a bunch of stubs. I didn't talk about like the online modes, because you guys already know about that, but if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure to leave a like down below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. There goes some Saudi. Yeet.